I have been a mom to two beautiful guinea pigs.
The first one, Sushi, lived for about 5.5, and Mani, who just passed away a few days ago, she lived for 6 years and a half.
They're six and almost half. I've been wanting to make this video, but I got caught up with life, and now just after the grief, I'm still grieving, and I'm still sad about Mani Sushi's passing. They left me, but I'm so grateful they came into my life, and I love them so much. If you are considering becoming an owner to any lovely pets, please be a mom, be a dad to them, not just the owner or breeder, please. I hate breeders. I really am against it. Unless, of course, it's to save the world. Those breeders out there, they're just doing it for themselves, right? They can't really find any other job, so they have to just make those animals suffer. That's just not fair. I'm vegan and normally watch out for what I eat or the ingredients of the products that I purchase. By watching them eating only vegetables and fruits, it seemed kind of wrong for me to eat meat in front of them. So I became vegan. Um, they're so precious, not just guinea pigs, of course, dogs, cats, they can't speak for themselves. So really, you really have to be able to pay attention to them. Those small things, right? Even though they're sick, they can't tell you they're sick. For example, my guinea pigs, when they both had the upper respiratory, I think, kind of similar to pneumonia, I noticed immediately, especially Moni. I was with her almost 6 years, and then after Sushi passed away, I took Moni everywhere because I didn't want to leave her alone. I took her to dance class. I took her to Whole Foods, like pretty much everywhere, and I held her at the end of the night. uh, she started breathing really heavily. So I took her to vet immediately. And then the vet said that, this is like an early stage. So she should be fine. Just we'll give you antibiotics, just give her that and see what happens. Yeah, a few days later, she just stopped eating. So I took her to another vet, urgent care, and they actually recommended me going to see exotic um vet, right? So not the first one, but I went to another vet. So overall, I ended up going to three different vets. It was stressful to watch her struggling to breathe, not eating. It's just so painful. I just if I had the power to just really stop that for her, I would. But I did everything in my power to just really nourish her, be there for her. I took her to, I don't know, all these different places, but it was very, very, very painful to see her getting weaker because I've had her since she was a baby. Sushi was the first one, and Mani was the second one. I've had them since they were babies, and it just really pains me. But please pay attention to them. Be the one who provides them anything they need. I would recommend getting an insurance, pet insurance. There are some pet insurance out there because you never know what these animals can have. All of a sudden, they might stop eating or they might start breathing hard. Those two are very critical conditions for guinea pigs. So it's good to have an insurance. It's only like $39 or less per month, uh, you know. And then even though when I was financially very harsh, I still give them food, fresh vegetables and fruits, and I was just fasting, right? Hey, fasting is great for human beings, so I didn't mind it, and I went to the gym without eating, but by watching them eat happily and popping and just screaming for food, those moments really made me happy, actually. Um, Also, it's really hard to like see detect if they're feeling sick or not, but you start understanding from their behaviors if they are trying to communicate with you, if they're like in pain, if they're happy. uh, you know if you decide to adapt or own any pet, treat them as your real children, real loved ones. I think I like animals more than human beings. Duh. the last few years or longer, I didn't really go out, especially after Sushi passed away. I did not want to leave money alone. A lot of people told me to get other guinea pigs, but financially, I was going through a lot. So I decided to just keep money and, just take care of her as much as I could. I wanted her to live. I wanted her not to suffer. I wanted her to be happy. I wanted to take both of them. Hopefully, I wanted to take Money Sushi to any Caribbean country. We're in LA. I'm in LA. It was my dream to travel with them. There are so many airlines that accept guinea pigs. So I was checking like what the requirements are, how guinea pigs would be on an airplane, if they're comfortable or not, if I should bring any extra like urgent medications or whatever. I was doing a lot of research, but sadly that just didn't happen. But they still live with me though. They're here. So when I do go to those countries where I wanted to visit with my guinea pigs, I will bring their ashes with me. And again, they're going to be always with me, like us, right? Those people who care for animals truly. Like I said, I took money everywhere, like everywhere I went. So I became almost famous as a girl with a guinea pig with me, you know. And especially Mani, she was a good girl, very, very content, very quiet. That is why I needed to extra care for her, because I didn't know what she was going through, what she was thinking. Um, yeah, she was strong. She was strong and very, very beautiful creature that I've ever met in my life. I'm getting her cremated right now. She just passed away like this month, like 2, 3 days ago. It was, I'm still getting over it, and I hope she met Sushi. And when I was in Japan growing up, I had two dogs who lived over 20 years. I came from a family where, my mom, dad told me to treat animals with good intentions, and they care for them so much. Growing up, watching them, like how they treat animals, it kind of taught me a lot of things. Yeah, so please be responsible. Take care of them, just like you take care of yourself, right? Just imagine if you are having a hard time breathing or whatever. That's like really tough because I've had panic attacks many times and I have asthma, and there were moments when I couldn't breathe well. They're there for me. My question is, will you be there for them when they were having those issues, right? Like I said, you will not know because they will not talk to you. They will not speak English and they don't speak Japanese. So you really have to understand from their behaviors. Also, take them out. Don't leave them in the cage all day. That's just so sad and cruel. Of course, I had a huge cage for them, but I left the cage door open when I was there and let them out whenever they wanted to go out. I wanted them to be free, you know, and then I give them good vegetables, fresh vegetables and fruits. I barely give them anything artificial. I think only things that I was giving them that was not fresh was the those like vitamin cookies, because guinea pigs, they can't produce vitamin C, so you have to give them some sort of supplement. Not too much spinach. I made a mistake. I wasn't a perfect mom. I still am not. There's so much to learn. But I was giving them spinach and they almost had the bladder issues. They did not. I caught it like at an early stage. I'm like, wait, their pee is not normal color. So I took them to bed and they gave them antibiotics, and that seemed to be okay after that. But yes, spinach is going to, I think, make their system produce too much calcium. I could be wrong, but you'll start seeing those white thing in their pee, right? And then the color of the pee turns to red sometimes. And also the reason why their pee is red is because you're giving them too much tomatoes or too much red peppers, carrots.
because that has happened to my guinea pigs too. They were completely healthy, but the color of the pee was kind of red, so I got freaked out. But the reason why was I was giving them a lot of like strawberries, red peppers, so that could also be the reason why their pee is red or like kind of orangish color. But still, please pay attention before it's too late. I would take them to the vet. And again, I highly encourage you to have a pet insurance and just ask them what the policy is, what is included, so that if anything ever happens, I think you don't have to be stressful too much. I love any animals. I love dogs, cats, anything. I think animals great. So if you are the mom, dad to any animals, they're your angels, they're your gods. Don't forget that. Peace.